All right, interesting scenario from Donald. This is pretty interesting, actually. He sold his business. He's getting about $7,500 a month for the next 7 years as long-term capital gains. He'll get that until he turns 70, in which case that will stop, but then he'll take his Social Security. Now, this is LTCJ, so just keep that in mind. And then when I hear $7,000, I think in my lump of coal up here, 7 times 12 is 84,000, all right? So you got to keep that in the back of your mind, 84,000. All right. So then Donna says his wife doesn't work, and he wants to convert 40,000 a year from her IRA to a Roth. And he says that will it'll cost him about $4,000 in taxes, all right? So we got 84,000 from his long-term capital gain, plus 40,000 in conversion money. So 84 plus 40, that's 100, was that 124 of income right there. All right, so we're with me so far. But he says if he converts 50,000, his taxes will go from 4,000 to 7,000. So the extra $10,000 in conversion will cost him $3,000 in taxes, an effective tax bracket of 30% for that extra $10,000. Now, his wife, I think, is not on Social Security either, so the tax torpedo is not applicable here because she's not on Social Security, as neither is he. The only thing I could possibly think here is that similar to the tax torpedo in Social Security is that when he does these conversions, he's adding, they're putting him into the income tax bracket, so he has to pay income tax, obviously, on those conversions. Plus, it puts him above where he no longer gets long-term capital gains completely tax-free. Because remember, if you're in the 12% tax bracket, you don't pay any capital gain tax on long-term capital gains unless it puts you into the 22%. I gotta be this is important to understand. People get this wrong all the time. They assume if they're in a 12% tax bracket, they get $50,000 of income, married, filing jointly, that they could have $1 million, for instance, of long-term capital gain. That $1 million of long-term capital gain would be free of tax. No, it will not. The first amount of money to put you up until you're at the maximum of your 12% tax bracket will be free. But after that, you're paying 15% and then 20% on your long-term capital gain. So remember, no matter what you have for income, if you have a long-term capital gain that puts your income above the 12% tax bracket, that long-term capital gain will be subject to long-term capital gains. It won't be free. I cannot tell you how many financial advisors get this wrong. It's nuts. So again, I've done a video on this a couple times. I just want to be clear again. You're going along, you're making $50,000 of income, you sell a property for a $500,000 capital gain. It doesn't matter if it's I'm not a business in this guy's case. All right. So what is your income tax? Well, I can't tell you off the top of my head, but that $500,000 of capital gain will be added to the $50,000 of your ordinary income for your employment or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. And so what's going to happen is $50,000, married, filing jointly, you get up to about $110,000 of AGI before your deductions. So $70,000 of that $500,000 long-term capital gain will be not subject to taxation, because $70,000 is what you'll get to keep you in the 12% tax bracket. After that, though, you're in the 22% tax bracket, and $430,000 of that, a good amount will be subject to 15% long-term capital gain, and whatever above that will be subject to 20. So that's what's happening here, in my estimation, is that the amount of money he's converting puts him into a higher tax bracket, and as such adds higher income tax plus more of his assets are subject to long-term capital gain. But without actually crunching numbers, I'm not sure exactly, but that's what I'd anticipate. Hope this helps. Thanks.